Ever since Maxton Hall, The World Between Us Season 2 ended, I genuinely haven't been able to stop thinking about that finale. Every single character walked away emotionally destroyed, and somehow Season 3 already feels like it's going to be even darker. But now that we finally have release updates, it's the perfect time to talk about what's coming next because honestly, the Beaufort family is about to completely implode. First of all, we absolutely need to talk about Ruby because Season 2 basically shattered her entire future in one episode. Watching her get expelled was honestly devastating. Oxford wasn't just some random dream for her. It was everything. The entire reason she kept pushing herself through all the pressure, humiliation, and chaos around the elite world of Maxton Hall. And the worst part is that she didn't even do anything wrong. Mortimer completely manipulated the situation using those old photos James took back in Season 1, twisting everything to make it look like Ruby and Graham were secretly involved. It was honestly terrifying seeing how quickly he destroyed her reputation. But what made it even more painful was Graham staying silent. I understand why he did it. He wanted to protect Lydia and avoid exposing the truth about their relationship. But at the same time, his silence completely sacrificed Ruby. Now Season 3 is almost definitely going to focus on Ruby rebuilding her life while trying to expose what really happened. And honestly, the key to all of that is Lydia. Because the second Lydia finally admits the truth about her relationship with Graham, Mortimer's entire story falls apart. And let's be real here, Lydia's storyline is about to become one of the most intense parts of the entire series. She's pregnant with twins, she's trapped inside one of the most controlling families imaginable, and Mortimer clearly values the Beaufort name more than the happiness of his own children. I honestly wouldn't even be shocked if Season 3 shows him trying to control every aspect of Lydia's pregnancy. Maybe even pressuring her into making choices she doesn't want. At this point, Lydia standing against her father feels inevitable. Now let's move on to James because honestly, his future may change more than anyone else's. One thing I actually hope the series changes from the books is the Bali blogging storyline. If we're being honest, the version of James we've seen on screen doesn't really feel like someone who suddenly becomes a travel blogger. This guy barely touches his phone unless it involves Ruby. Instead, I could see the show giving him a more creative direction. Something artistic. Something quieter that actually fits the emotionally exhausted version of James we're seeing now. But no matter what path he chooses, one problem isn't going away anytime soon: Mortimer. Their relationship somehow becomes more toxic every season. Mortimer already made it clear that James is expected to inherit the family business, and if James tries to step away from that future, the conflict between them is going to explode. At the same time though, I really hope Season 3 finally gives Ruby and James some peace. Seriously, these two have suffered enough. Every season keeps tearing them apart right when things start improving. So honestly, it would feel refreshing to finally watch them fight problems together instead of constantly becoming each other's problem. But besides Ruby and James, there's another mystery that feels way too important now: Percy and Cordelia. The more I think about it, the more suspicious their storyline becomes. Percy has always been strangely connected to the Beaufort family, especially James and Lydia. Then there's Cordelia's necklace with the tiny key, which still feels like a clue the show keeps quietly drawing attention toward. And honestly, the theory that Mortimer might not even be James and Lydia's biological father suddenly doesn't sound impossible anymore. Percy is always around. Always protective. Always emotionally connected to Cordelia in a way that feels deeper than friendship. Since the show has already changed multiple things from the books, I genuinely think Season 3 could expand this mystery into a huge family reveal that completely changes how we see the Beaufort family forever. Now let's talk release date because thankfully we finally have some good news there. Amazon Prime Video officially confirmed that Season 3 is arriving sometime in 2026. Based on production timing, a summer release honestly feels most likely, which means the trailer could drop sooner than we expect. So now I need to know your theories. Do you think Lydia will finally expose Mortimer? Could Percy actually be James and Lydia's real father? And do you think Ruby and James will finally get a happy ending for once? Let me know in the comments below. And while we wait for more updates, check out the next video on the screen for more Maxton Hall theories.